Good afternoon. I'm County Executive Ken Jenkins, and today is Monday, March 19th, and we are outside here at Glen Island to be able to talk to you today on one of our nationally accredited and award-winning park system. But we're here today to be able to talk through a few different things. This is our weekly update, and then we're going to end up this afternoon in talking about opening up our temporary Glen Island Bridge as we move forward. We're really excited about the things that are happening in Westchester right now. Let's do some of the somber stuff first. Is that we want to make sure to let everyone know that Deputy County Executive Richard Wishney is going to be up here with us in a moment. Our Commissioner of the Department of Public Works and Transportation, Hugh Grecian, Commissioner of Public Works, Commissioner of Parks, Recreation and Conservation, Kathy O'Connor, and First Deputy Commissioner Peter Tartaglia are here with us, and they'll be talking a little bit more about the Glen Island Bridge project in just a moment. And certainly we have our Board of Legislators members that are here, and we'll announce those folks momentarily. We have a lot of things that are happening in Westchester, but some of the things we want to start with actually are talking about things that aren't happening here in Westchester County. It's something that is going to impact us, and we want to make sure that we're letting everyone know in Westchester that we have some significant things that are happening down in our federal government. The Federal Reconciliation Bill is moving forward, but we want to make sure that we're letting all of our friends and family here in Westchester County know that there's some concerns that we have, and we're going to keep our eye on it. And certainly we're going to ask you all to continue to talk with both of our congressional representatives, Congressman George Latimer from the 16th Congressional District, Congressman Mike Lawler from the 17th District, as they're navigating through these process for us in Westchester County. We learned this information earlier today from New York State about the potential impacts of the things that are happening in Washington. And one of the things specifically is about the impact for Medicare and Medicaid specifically, and the SNAP benefits, and those folks that may be enrolled in New York State's version of that, which is something called the Essential Plan. What it looks like right now, and the early estimates, is that approximately $10 billion of federal funding is going to be lost. But for Westchester County, and specifically, we always like to say that we are blessed to have Congress people on both sides of the aisle here in Westchester County. So we expect everyone fighting as hard as they can for all of us. In the 16th District, there are 61,300 enrollees in our Medicaid system. And some of those, approximately 7,500, look like they're going to lose coverage based on what we know right now. And certainly all these things can change, but we need to have everyone's voice lifted up this methodology. Our hospitals in the 16th Congressional District look like they're going to potentially lose close to $30 million. So $30 million of hospitals that are in the 16th District, and remembering that includes the majority of Westchester and a piece of the Bronx in that area. And there could be a cost to New York State, which will come down to us about $91 million in the 16th District. In the 17th District, there are 42,900 enrollees. And again, the 17th District has maybe about half of Westchester County, and then Rockland and a piece of Dutchess County that's in there, 42,900 enrollees, and about 5,200 will lose coverage and become uninsured in the proposed budget in front of them. Those hospitals in the 17th District would be losing another $32 million. So there's some significant costs and impacts to not only to the hospitals and the things in Westchester County, but more importantly, that the people that may lose coverage, and then costs that would get shifted. And those costs that get shifted impact not just the state. Eventually, they'll impact us in the county, as we are responsible for doing some of that distribution of SNAP benefits, et cetera. So again, it's something that we're going to continue to ask you to contact your congressional representatives. For the 16th District Congressional District, Congressman George Latimer, and in the 17th Congressional District, Congressman Mike Lawler, and they are fighting as hard as they can to make sure that these things don't impact in a negative way, but your voice needs to be heard on that, and we are raising that alarm as we're moving forward and looking at our first quarter report and the way that things are looking for Westchester County. It's always great to just be able to talk about how great everything looks, but we know that the budget's been tight, and we're looking at a particular budget shortfall right now for the year of approximately $25 million. So we're going to continue to work as hard as we can with our Board of Legislators, our colleagues on the Board of Legislators, our partners at the federal and state levels, and certainly working in the local community. And that's why we try to balance all the things that we have to do out. And again, we need to make sure to let everyone know to have their voices heard through this process and not, going through an emergency situation. It's a time to let people know before things happen, to be able to show that the impacts are significant for us in Westchester County, both in the 16th Congressional District and the 17th Congressional District. Switching gears, I did point out that in our first quarter report, it looks like we are $25 million. We will be $25 million short in the county budget, our $2.4 billion budget, and we're going to continue to monitor and work and make modifications and changes as things go down the path. But it's important to let everyone understand how things are moving. And while in Westchester, we've been blessed to have just a balance of stability and competence, and we have great departments that are working things out together. When we look down the road and we go into our Memorial Day weekend, we know we are so super excited to announce and say that Coast is going to be with us for Playland's opening. And that's going to be Saturday, May 24th at 11 a.m. The park's going to be open and available immediately following that ceremony at 11 o'clock in the morning on May 24th up at Playland, 11 o'clock. We hope that everyone's going to be there. The park's going to burst to life with music, entertainment, food trucks, and more. And that's all through the Memorial Day weekend from May 24th right through May 26th. That's my birthday. All right, 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. every day. And as we pointed out when we talked about this on the 7th of May, the admissions and the rides will be free all 3 days. Parking has been changed for the season to be $10 per car. And again, it's an opportunity. We'll figure out which rides are open as the state is doing its evaluations. And again, it's free, so we don't want anyone being concerned about that pricing, but we want to make sure every ride is safe and secure, and we're going to continue to do that. The beaches will be open, Glen Island, where we are right now, and also Croton Point Park, as well as Playland will be open on that day. So the magic of Playland's Park opening day is something that's very special and something that every Westchester resident should experience if they can do so. I'm so thrilled that the park's going to be open for Memorial Day weekend and continue on throughout the season. And I'm excited for it to bring new life into Westchester summer and remind us of the joy right in our own backyard every day. We also continue to work on the administrative side as far as the legal side and legal cases are going. The Board of Legislators approved, as everyone recognized, a up to $36 million payment for standard amusements. We will be submitting somewhere near $24 million to standard amusements, and we are holding back the rest. And part of that is to make sure that we are calculating every dollar that's being spent, and we are capturing that, and we are going to move forward in that legal process as we move forward. So we're holding those dollars back, and that was a question that so many people asked is how are we making sure to pay for that stuff? That's part of the ways that we're doing that, is to make sure that the compensation will be for Westchester County in this particular case. We know that earlier today, we had another experience at our park system up at Kensico Dam Plaza, and Westchester County was honored today to welcome the National September 11th Memorial and Museum President and CEO, Elizabeth L. Hillman, for a powerful visit to the county's 9/11 memorials at Kensico Dam Plaza in Valhalla. To have President Hillman and the leadership of the National September 11th Memorial and Museum here with us. They run the museum that's right at the Memorial and Museum down in the city. It underscores the significance and the national significance to what we built with the Rising and the First Responders Memorial. Also present were members of the Westchester Department of Emergency Services, New Rochelle Fire Chief Andy Sandor, and several 9/11 family members who were invited to participate in the moment of reflection and remembrance. This sacred place is where our community can remember, reflect, and recommit to supporting all of those afflicted by that tragic day. We especially want to honor all of those who are still suffering from the health effects of 9/11. Our additions to the memorials are not just tributes, they are acknowledgments of the ongoing sacrifice and reminders of our obligation to never, ever forget. We want to thank the co-chairs of the 9/11 First Responders Memorial Committee, that's Matthew J. McCauley and Georgia Asuto, for all they do and continue to do with all the members and all the families to try to make sure that we are appropriately never forgetting and remembering everyone who is impacted and those who have lost their lives, not just on 9/11, but those that lost their lives in the continuance of doing the work and on the pile and all those things moving forward from 9/11 related incidents. So we want to continue to do that. And we should remember the 25-year anniversary is coming up next year. So again, it's even more important that we have this connection to our National Museum. At this time, I'm going to ask the Deputy County Executive to come up and he can give us the report on what's going on in our parks. Rich.
Thank you, Mr. County Executive. Good afternoon, everyone. What a wonderful setting to talk about our parks, our nationally accredited award-winning parks here in Westchester County. On Wednesday, May 21st, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., the American Civil War, a war of firsts, is the theme of the park at Lasden Park. It's a free exhibit with interactive displays, explores the significant innovations in warfare, medicine, weaponry, transportation, and other vital advancements that emerged during the Civil War. And again, that's every Wednesday through Sunday throughout the rest of 2025. Also at Lasden Park, on Friday, May 23rd, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., Memorial Day service will take place. Join us at the Westchester County Veterans Museum Eagle Courtyard as County Executive Ken Jenkins honors our veterans. The museum will reopen after the ceremony. On Saturday, May 24th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Fairy Tales and Trails at the Marshlands Conservancy in Rye. The Woodlawn Fairies are out there, but what they do, they live in what they do during the day. Well, we're going to find out when master storyteller Jonathan Kruk knows and he has tales and legends to tell. Join us for this enchanted walk through along the forested trails. Parking is limited, so please carpool if possible. And now on Saturday, as the county executive mentioned earlier, on May 24th, 11 a.m. through 6:30 p.m. is beach opening day. At Glen Island Park, right here where we are today, the beach will be open weekends, Memorial Day, and June 19th through Sunday, June 22nd. Open daily from Friday, June 27th through Monday, September 1st. Of course, weather permitting. No admittance after 6 p.m. Parking and beach admissions do apply. Westchester County residents is required for admission with a county park pass, a valid New York State driver's license, or a valid New York State ID with a Westchester address. On Saturday, May 24th, from 11 a.m. to 6:30 is another wonderful day when we will open the Playland Beach at Rye. The beach will be open weekends, Memorial Day, and June 19th through Sunday, June 22nd. Open daily from Friday, June 27th through Monday, September 1st. Weather permitting, of course. No admittance after 6 p.m. And again, the various identification. Although Westchester residency is not required for admission to Playland Park. On Saturday, May 24th, from 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., beach opening day at Croton Point Park in Croton-on-Hudson. The beach will also be open on weekends and holidays through Monday, September 1st, weather permitting. No admittance after 6 p.m. Thank you all for listening. Mr. County Executive.
Thank you, Deputy County Executive Wishney. And again, we want to just remind people again for Playland with the beach and the pool when it opens eventually that on the later in June, I think it's June 24th is when it's supposed to open, that for Playland itself, that the beach You don't have to be a Westchester resident for the beach at Playland. That's never been the case, hasn't been the case for, as far as I knew, for years. For everyone to be able to participate, it's going to be an exciting time again, Memorial Day weekend, and all of our beaches will be opening for Memorial Day weekend. Glen Island here, Playland Beach, and Croton Point Park Beach as well. And again, Croton Point Park and here at Glen Island, Westchester residency is required with a park pass to be able to get onto those pools, but not beaches, but not at Playland. We want to thank everyone that came out for our days of our job fairs for Playland for the 10th. May 10th and May 17th. Over 550 people came out to be able to be interviewed. To do that, we're going through that process now. Everyone in the nationally accredited award-winning park system is working as hard as they can with our friends from the Department of Public Works and Transportation to be able to make sure the park is going to open safely, securely. And again, those 500 plus employees that filled out applications, we're getting there. And we have one more job fair after that on June 7th. But again, I want to really thank our tremendous staff in Parks, Recreation, and Conservation, and everyone that has been associated with that, whether it's Human Resources and everyone else, to make sure that we could turn these things around as quickly as possible. Again, thanks to all of them. At this time, we're going to ask both the commissioners of Parks, Recreation, and Conservation, Kathy O'Connor and Peter Tartaglia, and certainly our Department of Public Works and Transportation Commissioner Hugh Grecian to come up, as well as all of our Board of Legislators that are here with us, because we're going to talk a little bit about the bridge and all the fun work that's going on behind us. I know that we have legislators, Juel Williams-Johnson, who's the chair of our Budget Committee. We have Legislator David Tubil, who's the chair of the Parks Committee. We have Legislator Shanae Williams and Legislator Terry Clemens, whose district we are standing in. So we always want to make sure to say thank you to that. They're all members of Public Works as well. But again, it's a great opportunity to do that. So I'm happy to be here with all of our colleagues in government, project engineers, parks employees, to celebrate the opening of our temporary bridge for Glen Island, and it's a movable bridge, so it's a temporary movable bridge that's going to happen. So the temporary span, which is now open to vehicle traffic, will allow continued access to Glen Island Park during the full rehabilitation of the nearly 100-year-old permanent bridge. The Glen Island Approach Bridge, built in 1930, is the only connection for vehicles, pedestrians, and cyclists to access Glen Island Park. The bridge rehabilitation project, led by the Westchester Department of Public Works and Transportation, is a major infrastructure project designed to improve safety, extend the bridge's lifespan, and preserve its historic character. The opening of the temporary bridge marks the first major milestone. So first, we're going to bring up Commissioner Hugh Grecian, who will recognize his team that's here, as well as give us some more information. And then we'll have First Deputy Commissioner Peter Tartaglia follow right behind him and be able to talk from the parks perspective. And then we'll make sure to bring up our legislators, both David Tubiolo, who is in charge of parks, but first Juel Williams-Johnson, who's the chair of budget. So that's the order. There you go. Commissioner Grecian.
Yes. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, County Executive Jenkins. Look, it's a great day out here. We're on schedule. We're on schedule for Memorial Day weekend. That was always the goal. We have a great team out here. The engineers Hardesty in Hanover. Everybody out here with coordination with Public Works has moved this along. We're right now we're in the process. And this morning we had the temporary bridge up. It's a 80-foot single span temporary bridge. It's the longest one right now that we know of that has been built. That's a temporary bridge, 80 feet long, customized just for this project. All the electric, everything else was brought in. It's working. It's operating just and correct. And again, that was just in the last couple of days before Memorial Day. Took great coordination, great effort to get that done. I'd also like just to thank the administration under County Executive Jenkins and the Board of Legislators for giving us the funding to do this project. Over the last 45 years or so, we've been just doing whatever we could do off season to keep the bridge operational. It has some operational problems over the years that we had to fix. So we're to the point now where we're done today. At the end of this project, we're going to be, from the water line up, is all going to be all new deck, all new girders, all new beams. I can go on and on, mechanical, electrical equipment. So it's going to be good moving forward for years and years through beyond the lifespan of the bridge itself. Because with maintenance, this bridge already is close to 100 years old. So we can do that again. So again, I can't, the team out here, I have Susie Kabor, she's my project manager on this job. The great work between the unions too, Westchester County, John Cooney, the CIC, we've coordinated with them. We have, 8 unions, we have actually 9 unions out here right now putting this bridge together. Very unique work, very dangerous work. Every morning they get together, the safety requirements on something like this. This is a very unique construction. It's the fact that it's a temporary bridge and it's bad enough that it's a movable, but a temporary movable and a movable bridge. The temporary part added to complexity 2.5 times what a normal bridge operation would have been, and the cost too. So again, I'd like to thank my team. It's a great day. We're on time. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Peter Tartaglia, First Deputy Commissioner, Westchester County Parks. On behalf of Kathy O'Connor, the Commissioner, and myself, welcome here. The County Executive has been very supportive of the Parks Department. He calls us he reminds us we're the nationally accredited department every day when we see him. And under his leadership and the Board of Legislators, they figuratively and realistically are building bridges for Westchester residents every day. In this case, we really built a bridge, and we needed to do this. This particular project really has been on the books and was conceived about 15 years ago, about the fact that we can't just patch this bridge anymore. It's a historic bridge, it's a Baskel bridge. It opens and closes for our local clubs. It is required by the United States Coast Guard to have this. So instead of patching it, we hired H&H, and we all got together with DPW and Parks and so forth to try to come up with the best way and the most effective way to give the public what they deserve. It's only one way in and out here. That's it. One way in and out, and it's from that bridge. So the best way and the most cost-effective way is actually to build a temporary bridge that you see behind us. Behind the temporary bridge is the historic bridge. What's going to happen is this temporary bridge is now, you'll be able to drive over it. It will also open and close for boat traffic, while our historic bridge is left in the up position so it can receive work from top to bottom. It is going to be receiving all sorts of new techniques and technologies. Climate-resistant materials will be used. And when it's done, it will still look like the historic bridge, but basically it's a brand new bridge. This particular park is a resource for not only New Rochelle residents, but all of Westchester County, and a lot of people that don't live in the county. Yes, beach and so forth is required, but a lot of people use the Harbor Club. People come here all the time off-season, and is really considered one of our regional parks. It is a jewel, it's 105 acres, and we want the public to be able to use 105 acres, and that's why we're here today. So people can picnic, walk, jog, do their physical and mental health exercises. We did lose this park for a higher purpose during the pandemic when it was closed down for the testing center, and everybody missed it so much. And we came up with a way not for that to happen in order for us to fix what we need to. So we're very happy to be here, and what will happen, as Hugh Grecian was saying, is we will have a 50-year bridge by the time we're done. That's a 50-year structural bridge. With maintenance, there'll probably be more time that we will get out of that bridge. So this is a wonderful day. I just want to thank a couple of people who you may not hear about all the time. William Bland, our Deputy Commissioner, that works with Kathy and I. Joe Simoncini and Ron Anderson, the Director and Assistant Director of the Parks Division. Roberto Alcantara, who is the manager and superintendent here, as well as his staff. Some of his staff members are here. Our park planner, who dove into this project just a couple of years ago and has made such a difference, Rob Lopain. DPW&T, you heard about, obviously, our partners, but Susie Gabor, I've got to give you a second shout out for the work that you've done here. Some other people you don't see or hear about, Brian Hecht, Scott Donnelly, who worked on this for years before he retired, Esther Rivera, lots of people that have worked on this. The City of New Rochelle, the Public Works. We're in a City of New Rochelle Parks Department. We have the Commissioner of Parks, Vin Parisi, here, and the Deputy Commissioner, Lauren O'Connor Falcone, here. They have worked with us. Yay. We have the Harbor Master, Salvatore Gagliari, here with us. We have H&H, our designers, Dave DeLuca and Eugene Fuchs, and we worked with many other people over the years. Thank you. Hewitt, Scott Hunter, Warren Howard, Zane Poynton. The U.S. Coast Guard is not here. They work very closely with us, Stephanie Lopez and Jeff Younger. And then all the boat clubs that we are working with and groups, Huguenot Yacht Club, New York Athletic Club, Pelham and Iona College rowing clubs. We thank everyone, and we're looking forward to a great season. And when this opens next summer, the other bridge. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Juel Williams-Johnson, the chair of the Board of Legislators Committee on Budget and Appropriations. And before I talk about this beautiful park and bridge, I do want to acknowledge and overemphasize what the county executive led with in the opening and our concerns about the loss of health funding. It's very, very critical, and we ask everyone to please stay aware and heed our prompts about staying engaged and advocating for the health and welfare of our county residents. So yes, I'm here, and I'm honored to be here today for this wonderful progression of the temporary bridge opening while keeping the park available to residents throughout the county and beyond. It is such a treasure, and personally, I can't thank our Parks Department, our Public Works Department enough for all that they do every day, but on wonderful projects like this. It is the largest capital project in the county's history. So yes, of course I would be here. But they do such a yeoman's job day in and day out, and on projects as wonderful as this, preserving such a treasure that, as was stated, so many people depend on. It really is an honor to see the progress and look forward to it all culminating and the temporary bridge down and the permanent bridge being restored and the waterway being maintained and the park available, the beautiful park available for everyone's use. I also want to thank my colleague, legislator Terry Clements, for deeming us worthy to be here today in her district. But it is a beautiful day, and although we do have worries on the horizon, it is a pleasure to be here to thank all the people in our departments that are involved in this beautiful engineering feat and the opening of the temporary bridge. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. I'm David Tubil, Westchester County Legislator, proudly representing the great cities of Yonkers and Mount Vernon, also the chair of the Parks and Environment Committee. And I just want to say that this is what it's all about. Parks are for the people. Parks are for the residents. Parks are for the community. I also want to say leadership in Westchester, starting with my good friend, County Executive Ken Jenkins, and the whole team behind me, the Parks Department, Public Works and Transportation, and all the workers and unions we have here. So this is what it's all about coming together, making the dream happen for the people and the community. So I just want to once again thank everyone that was involved. Thank you for the leadership from the top down and down up. And of course, parks, the community, and everyone in between. So thank you and enjoy the day. Enjoy the wonderful scenery.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sure. It's my pleasure to welcome everybody to the 2025 season of Glen Island. You're here, come here, enjoy. The beach is great. A lot of festivals happen, a lot of things go on in the summertime, and so come on down and enjoy it. I welcome you. This is my district, and I'll be here to say hi. Have a great time.
Just quickly, I want to take full credit for the beautiful weather and also for having them raise the bridge when I asked them. So there you go. But I wanted to just give a super shout out. Peter Tartaglia, First Deputy, you already heard from him, but Peter, who oversees our capital program, really grabbed this this project and ran with it, along with Rob Lopane and a number of other people, obviously Hugh Grecian. But Peter really took this to heart, and you're seeing the results of his hard work. So Peter, thank you. And I also wanted to say we've been blessed with county executives, especially the one that we have right now, who really knows our department, and he really helps us, along with all the Board of Legislator people too. But the bottom line is Ken knows parks, and yes, he does always introduces as nationally accredited. If we hadn't gotten it again for the 5th time, he asked me if he should say the former nationally accredited. No! Not on my watch. But anyway, thank you to everybody. And also Doug Falcone is our park foreman here. Thank you, Doug, for all that you do here. So thank you.
All right, so thank you, Commish. And certainly when you look around, yes, there was cue the bridge. So we queued the bridge, and the bridge is up, and hopefully we'll be able to continue to do this. I want to say for the bridge project itself, though, we want to thank the community as well. The community that lives around here, there was not a lot of things that were not trying to be in front of everyone. Brian Heck and Commissioner Grecian and the entire team, Susie, everyone who was down here. Rob Lopane was down here from Parks, Kathy O'Connor and Commissioner O'Connor and First Deputy were down here. So the legislator, Terry Clemens, and even though it's not his district on this side, legislator Holstein was over here as well, working with now Mayor Yadira Ramos-Herbert and her entire team that's here. Their Parks Commissioner and First Deputy are here with us. Again, this doesn't happen alone, but we got to thank the members of the community. There was pile driving that has to be done. There was a lot of things that are happening. We got a website up that shows all the things that are happening, but that still doesn't make for the community when the pile driving has to happen, when things that have to move around the community. So again, we want to say thank you to all of them. Let's give a round of applause for our community members that are doing that. The boat club, even though someone asked me, did I have my boat? We were going to come on the county boat. We don't have that yet, but we're not going to have one of those. But again, for those folks in the yacht clubs, and to be able to have all those folks that go to Glen Island Casino to participate in one of the county's more well-used facilities that happen here every day. So again, for all of us, we want to say that the milestone, as we can talk about this at the end, obviously we're opening up the bridge, the temporary bridge, and we're going to close it down soon. Right? I think it's on the way down now. And the boat traffic is starting on the 22nd, so the temporary bridge will start with the boat traffic on the 22nd. Thank you, Susie, for making sure that happened on the 22nd. The bridge opening is going to be, the permanent bridge opening is going to be in the summer of 2026. So sometime during the summer, we can hope for good weather and not some hurricane things that always are going to happen. So weather happens, but summer of 2026, and the substantial completion of the project is actually a year later in spring 2027. So the bridge will open up, but there's still a lot of work that'll be able to be done. Obviously dismantling the temporary bridge, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to take a little bit of time and all of us working together to do that. And again, we want to say a special thank you for the leaders in DPWT, Commissioner Hugh Grecian, who's here with us, First Deputy Commissioner Gail Katzman, Susie Gabor, who are the leaders of the project team, but it's everyone in DPWT, our contractor, Kiewit Infrastructure, that's out here doing the thing, consultants with H&H LLC that have been doing this great work. And again, it doesn't happen without all those folks. And as Legislator Tubil pointed out, with all of our professionals that are in labor that are making sure this happens, and again, to do that. So with that, we're going to go over the bridge in just a moment, and because the bridge is coming down and people are going to be able to get over it, I want to say thank you again to Deputy County Executive Richard Wishney for always recognizing and telling us everything that's going on in the parks, in actually the nationally accredited award-winning park system. And the truth is that we didn't want to have to get new shirts for everyone. So thank you all for making sure that we continue to have that happen and move forward. Again, with Department of Public Works and Transportation, we talked about Playland opening up this weekend. We have an exciting Saturday coming up, 11 o'clock in the morning on May 24th. We're going to cut a ribbon with Costa, and we'll be able to open the park. The rides, every ride that's going to be open is going to be free, and we're going to continue to do that work. And that's the hard work that they continue to do at the 55 plus facilities that they have going on. It's not just one, it's not just Glen Island. There's so many other things going on. I want to thank my colleagues on the Board of Legislators that are here with us today. Juel Williams-Johnson, the Chair of Budget and Appropriations, David Tubil, the Chair of Parks, legislators Shanae Williams, legislators Terry Cummins, who this district is, legislator Shanae Williams, who is my legislator. So I got to make sure to shout that out too, right? Make sure that my legislator, I'm looking out for my legislator, and we move forward. But again, let's continue to move forward for Westchester County. Keep attention for all of us. If there's anything that else comes up, we'll be back in front of you. I know we have a couple of events this week because it is Memorial Day weekend, and it's not just a fun in summertime. It is a kickoff of summer, but Memorial Day is a reason for us to be able to do all these things. So make sure you're participating in your local Memorial Day ceremonies, and certainly ours in the county is at 3 o'clock on Friday at Lasden Park, another one of the nationally accredited award-winning park systems and memorial. So with that, I'm County Executive Ken Jenkins. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you at least on Playland on Saturday.